Thank you very much. Well, welcome. We're really excited that you're here today, and thank you for coming to our second annual Community Symposium here at Stanford University. And we have about 300 or so attendees today, as scientists and clinicians. We have people who have ME/CFS, and we're really glad that you're able to join us today. We have parents, and we have caregivers, and we have thousands visiting us and watching on live stream from all over the world. So welcome and thank you for coming. And we're going to be taping this, and so you can watch it and share it later with others. So we want you to know that it's going to come up on YouTube in a little bit so that you can rewatch it. So as you can see, without collaboration, research stands still. And that's what this week is all about. We had some wonderful scientific meetings this week, and the whole point and the reason we're here today is for open collaboration so we could really fast forward answers to solve this horrific disease. You're going to be hearing from an esteemed panel of speakers today, really giving an update on the molecular basis of ME/CFS. And you're going to leave here with a lot of hope that a lot of research is happening. I started Open Medicine Foundation for the purpose of open collaboration, of facilitating and funding scientists to get together, scientists to do research, and really pull it all together to find some answers. Because with people who have, and patients who have ME/CFS, the one and most important thing that matters is that we really find effective treatments and hopefully a cure someday. For those people who have no idea what they have and they're sick, the most important thing that matters is that we find a diagnostic tool and that we find a way to diagnose them so they don't have to keep going to doctor to doctor to doctor and not know what they have. And for everybody else, it's that they don't ever have these horrific, debilitating diseases ever, so prevention. So we have a lot to do, and we have a lot of research going on to get us to that path. So to quote Helen Keller, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. These are a few pictures of last year's symposium. And as you can see, in the center is my husband and I on the bottom, and on the top left are the Davis and Dafo family. I want to take the time to thank a few people who are here today, starting, of course, with the Davis and Dafo family, and please hold your applause just for a moment. I want to thank Dr. Ron Davis, especially, for building and leading a phenomenal research team, and for bringing people together and really encouraging people to come together to share, openly collaborate, share their research, and really work together to find answers. I want to thank Ron's wife, Janet Dafo, who works really behind the scenes, effortlessly, connecting with patients, helping everything that we're doing. And as parents on a mission, as my husband and I are, and the Davis and Dafo family are, and many of you are parents, we're on the mission of our lives to cure our kids and to get them back to health. So we have to step up and do this. I'd also like to thank Ashley Hogan for planning this unbelievable conference, Science Days, all the details, all the logistics, everything that was today, everything happened. She did every detail seamlessly. So thank you very much for doing this again. I want to thank Whitney Dafo. And although he doesn't know it yet, he has inspired the world and the patients to hold on to hope because we are going to find answers. So please join me in thanking the Dafo Davis family. So we couldn't do what we were doing without our dedicated team. This is our scientific advisory board, our OMF scientific advisory board, and I want to thank you all for your input, for your engagement, for your dedication, because you've really helped us all take research to a whole new level. I'd like to ask our scientific advisory board to stand, who are here in the audience today, and all of the scientists and clinicians who joined us the last 3 days with our phenomenal scientific meetings that we had. Please stand if you may. We'd like to thank you all, and we'd like the patients in the community to know that there's so many people who care about them. Thank you so much. We did have 3 full days, so we did have many, many more scientists and clinicians that were joining us in the 3-day science meeting. And it was really amazing to hear everybody share ideas, openly share their research. Thank you all for doing your research. Thank you all for sharing. This is what it's all about, to get together and work together to make this happen. I'd like to ask our OMF team to stand, if you may. This is the strength behind the scenes. Our Open Medicine Foundation Board, our Open Medicine staff, all of the people who volunteer with us in any way at all. Please stand so we can acknowledge you and thank you. Thank you so much. Lastly, and actually most important, are our patient partners. We couldn't do any of our research without patient samples, without patients really helping all the other millions out there that are suffering. So we want to acknowledge them and really thank them very much. Some of you are here, some of you are listening, and we always need people that have ME/CFS to volunteer. We need healthy controls. If you're local, we really need to ask if you would like to join us. We have the contact information at the bottom here, info@omf.ngo. If you'd contact us so we can draw your samples and continue our research. But we thank you so much and so very much. Thank you. When I began Open Medicine Foundation, there really wasn't much research going on. And as you know, the government hasn't been funding all that much research either. And without funds, there wasn't a cure in sight whatsoever. So when we put this together, first we needed to get some researchers that were interested in researching ME/CFS. Well, that we have. We have a lot of researchers that are researching this all over the world and with our teams. Then we needed, this is an international problem, so we needed to bring patients together and let people know what we were doing all around the world. And now we have that, and we're really excited about that. Then we needed to bring people together and the scientists together to openly share their research so that we could really move this research forward. And that's what we did this week, and that's what other people are doing with certain conferences, because we all have to share openly to make this move quickly. So the hardest part is raising money to get this going, because we want to do our research as much as possible and as fast as possible. So we are tremendously grateful for all our supporters and our donors that are here today and that are listening to us. We could not do any of this research without you. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts to be able to do all what we're doing and all that everybody's doing with their research. Both large and small donations led us to raise over $15 million for research this past few years. And you might have read our exciting announcement last January. We got an anonymous $5 million donation from a Bitcoin investor, and by the pseudonym of Pine, of the Pineapple Fund. And we are grateful, and if you're listening, we thank you very much. This was incredible to be able to have. And now we've been able to increase our research tremendously from that donation, of course, and other donations. Because of the generous community, we've been able to fund over 15 different projects from Stanford University, Harvard University, Uppsala University in Sweden, University of San Diego, and many others. And we've established 2 ME/CFS collaborative research centers, one at Stanford University, and now we've established one at Harvard Medical Center and affiliated hospitals. And to analyze all the data, we've developed an open data platform that researchers can now go on our website from all over the world and access our results. We're fortunate enough to raise funds that we have, and we have funded a multitude of really important projects. But now it's really time to step it up. We are truly trying to raise $50 to $100 million a year. And until the NIH kicks in gear, we need to do it ourselves. So together, we can fund all this research in a very large collaborative way. Leading research and delivering hope. We will continue until we find answers. Thank you very much.